So, stages of a team member then. It was not so long ago on our leadership call that a lady came on and she went through this. And when she was going through it, it really brought home to me exactly that going through from the start of our journey through to now that we've faced these stages. And as a result of that, obviously we are where we are now. So it's worth going through the stages. And I thought it was really important to share this with each and every one of you today. I know that there's some of you on the call that are quite new, some of you on the call that have been running your businesses for a little while now, and that's absolutely fine. What I plan to do is the outcome is for you to take something away with you this evening and know where you are at the moment right now in your business in relation to the stages that I'm going to speak about this evening. Most of you know I am Michelle Elwell, running my business now for just over 20 months, and it's been a phenomenal journey. Solely do this now from home, no longer working for social care anymore, because completely replacing my income 10 months down the line allowed me to be that stay-at-home mum, as well as still earn a great income and help others to do exactly the same. So, stages of a team member then. So it all starts with your why, absolutely. Now, no matter whether you come into this business to completely replace your income, to just earn an extra income, that's okay. But no matter what, it always starts with your why. What's going to drive you to make your business work and to have a success of that? Now, for me, initially going to work after maternity leave, I wanted to be the stay-at-home mom to both Emily and Isabel. But we still needed to earn a good income because we've got bills to pay, just like many of us have anyway these days. So I couldn't afford just to completely leave work and not have an income. And just to see these two little gems growing up meant so much to me, and not to have to rely on childcare, not to have to miss out on school plays, for example at Emily's nursery at the time, and now being at school I can completely say I've never missed anything at all that she does at school. I've always been there, and how much that means to me to be there is just literally heart-quenching. Lovely to think that I haven't got to rely on anyone else to be there now for her, and to be there now for little Isabel's milestones. It's so important that you have a drive in your forever journey. So always make sure that you're connected to why forever. Use forever as a vehicle now to get you to where you want. It's so important. So for that reason, you need to have clear goals and dreams of where you want to go. Because if you don't set goals and you don't set clear plans and outlines of where you want to go, that's just still a wish. Whereas if you start to put a date upon these and when you want to achieve them and have that clear vision, then you will get there. If you don't get there at the time that you plan to, that's okay too. All that you need to do is just readjust your sail and just keep going. So ask yourself now, do you hold that crystal clear vision? A vision of where you can see the end result is happening, that you've got that laser-like focus on your business and where you're going. You're not looking left and you're not looking right. You're focusing on what you want. If you haven't got that crystal clear vision and you haven't got the connection with why you're doing forever and what's your drive, then maybe you just need to go back to, that first planning session when you started to unpick your reasons why and what forever is going to do for you. Also ask yourself, what are you prepared to work for? Our journey hasn't, been smooth sailing whatsoever. There's been lots of highs and lows. There's been lots of challenges and bumps in the road. But what makes you that leader that you want to be is by being prepared to work hard for it and overcome those obstacles. So as I'm going to take you through the stages this evening, I'm going to share with you as honestly as I can my journey with Forever and how I've actually gone through these stages. From when I first started, from having my business owners box delivered to where we are now. So the first stage of a team member then is called the springboard stage. So this is when we've just filled out that application form online, we've ordered our business owners box and it's all very new. At the same time, we're very excited. We've had the welcoming email sent to us where we get access to that training. We start going through the getting started training in preparation for our first planning session. At this point, we might now slightly be feeling a little bit overwhelmed because it's a new way of working. There's some real different training in there that we've probably not really sat and gone through before in like corporate careers. And we just need that sense of direction, that direction from our mentor and our coach to guide us in the right steps in preparation then for our planning session. Now, when I was at this stage, I remember it like it was yesterday. It took me about 4 days to complete the application form because I was still a little bit hesitant, but I knew that this was a way to change our family's life. Now, at this point, the business owner's box had arrived. I'd gone through the getting started training, and I always remember going through that and having that link and following through. At that time, it wasn't a website that Michelle and James had for us all. It was simply some steps on an A4 Word document that we worked through. I'd done the getting started training, and I used to think it was a little bit of homework for me, and I was really enjoying it. My dream board was complete, which my first ever dream board was just an A4 sheet of paper with us as a family and just around it very materialistic things. But I knew that my drive was in the middle, and that was my girls and my family. So my dream board was complete and I felt really excited and eager to start. I could not wait for planning one. So we had the planning session, and at the same time I was now starting to feel after having that planning one that I was feeling a little bit feverish, always wondering what if what if I can't be successful in this? What if I can't really do it? What if, I feel that I get so far and then I end up letting go because failure, I didn't want to fail, but I had these little bits of fear within inside me of what if I. But at the same time, those mixed emotions going back to feeling slightly overwhelmed, I was feeling excited because this was the start of a brand new journey. The next stage of a team member is the reality stage. So by now your competence does start to increase because you've sat down with your coach and mentor and you've had your planning one session, so you've gone through your reasons why, you've had planning two, and you might be now moving on to coaching sessions, so the review and progress sessions. As your competence increases, which is fantastic, the commitment starts to waver. So what happens after planning one and planning two, when you've started to use the products, you become passionate about them, you're starting to share your excitement and talk to people about them. But then you're also starting to introduce people into the business opportunity and share the information with them. The reason your commitment can kind of waver is because by now you've probably faced some kind of negativity. It might be from friends, it might be from family members, and it might be all of a sudden you feel, oh gosh, can I really do this? Is this going to be for me? Because of that negativity inset, and you're still quite new into your journey. But what you're doing is, because you've already had a strong connection in planning one on your goals and your reasons why, you're continuing to try hard. And you're starting to get the hang of it. So what I mean by that is you're starting to get the hang of handling with the objections, facing the negativity, having that resistance and that resistance to move on through it. You might now not be as excited as before. You've kind of passed that excitement stage because the reality is starting to face you now that this is the start of a brand new journey for you. Now our journey at this stage, at the reality stage, was the fact that I listened into every webinar that was accessible to us. At the time we worked very closely with the Rolling Snowballs group, so Diana Page's team, and it was good. I felt like I was getting that training I wanted and I needed to progress forward in my business, which was why the competence was increasing. Michelle Stonill told me about purchasing a C9, and the reality is that, yeah, I needed to do one, but I resisted in buying a C9. Now, I'm not using this as an excuse because I did breastfeed both, Emily and Isabel at the time was being breastfed. So at the time I couldn't really do it. I could have done it and just missed out day one and day two. But I didn't, but I still resisted in buying it. I couldn't quite get my head around the importance of doing a C9. But as we did that, I ensured that Mike came on board and he did the C9 for me. So I could go off his expertise, his journey through the C9, so that I was able to speak highly about his results. But at the time I did resist it. I resisted Success Day. Michelle Stonill mentioned to me the importance of going to Success Day, and you'll find it an amazing event. You get some great training, you get to mix with a team and like-minded people. But at the start I resisted it. I couldn't understand quite why I needed to go. This was my journey, my business. Why did I need to attend Success Days? But after careful consideration, that resistance went, and I did go because I could see from that monkey see, monkey do that Michelle Stonnell was telling me that this will really make a difference, and it really did. Our first success day was absolutely amazing. It was exciting, it was buzzing, and it was so good to see normal people just achieving great results. And I wanted to be there. I wanted to be that person on that stage, being a success to ourselves and our family. I did feel a little doubtful at times. Time sometimes got a little bit hectic within the household, having 2 little children under 3 at the time. Obviously, you know, facing that time of 3 months into my journey into forever, starting to have to go back to work part-time. Luckily, it wasn't full-time, but it was still going back to work for the anxiety of looking, you know, with the children and people looking after the children. And being a bit of a juggle, you know, having to keep up with household chores, looking after little ones. Then going back to work, I always sometimes used to think, well, can I do this? Can I really do it? Because I felt tired, I felt a little bit deflated sometimes. But it was okay. I got through it, but this was the reality of running your own home-based business. First team members came on board within this reality section. Oh my goodness, I was absolutely clueless when I sat down to do a planning session. I always remember, and I'm sure Emily can't, bless her, she's still in the team today, so it can't be that bad. But Emily was one of my first recruits, bless her. I can remember sitting over the dining room table and doing a planning one and not having an absolute clue. For some reason, I don't know, Michelle weren't there to do it with me. I think I said, I'm okay, Michelle, I can do this. But I did feel absolutely clueless. I was very new into my journey myself, let alone starting to coach and mentor somebody else now. It was hard work, and I'm not going to lie, at this stage, like I've just mentioned, there was lots of juggling. And the reason that I found it hard work sometimes more than anything else was the fact that I didn't really think that I thought I planned, but I didn't carefully plan. And planning is the absolute key in this business. If you've got a plan alongside those existing commitments, whether it be you're still working full-time, you have got young children, whether it be you're working part-time, but wherever you want to take your business, whether it is just for that extra bit of income, that £200 to £400, or you completely want to go for manager and beyond, that's okay. But whatever it is in your business, you still need to plan. Because the hard work can sometimes then be resolved and the juggling doesn't seem as bad when you've got a careful plan for it. The next stage of being a team member was the progression stage. So in the progress stage, you're now starting to feel more competent in what you're doing and your commitment is increasing because you're starting to see the results. A lot of you may know, if you've been in your business a little while now, that you don't see results very quickly, and you might feel that you're putting in lots of hours, lots of time, not really getting a great income, not the income that you planned to get within the 3 months that you wanted. You might go across these hurdles, but what's happening is because you're at the progression stage and you can see that, you know, your belief is starting to grow, you're growing as a person, your personal development is starting to grow, you've listened into a lot more trainings now, so you're becoming the best version of you and being the best person that you can be. So for that reason, that is why you get that increase in your competence and commitment. Your team and customer base is now starting to increase because you are obviously that product of the product. You're using these products and you're starting to, your belief is starting to grow in them, and you're able to talk about them, just rolls off your tongue to anybody, and generally care about sharing these products with people. Your team is going to start to increase as well, so frontline team are also then going to start to recruit, so you're going to get that duplication. Alongside this, because you're actively working your business consistently every single day, working with your team, working with your customers, obviously looking after your customers, you're continuing to build confidence. You're going to be faced some challenges, and that challenges will always be faced, whether it be you're at the first part of being a team member, or whether you're still where I am now, whether you are at this progression stage, you're still going to have challenges. But the thing is, now you need to lead by example. So there's nothing that I ever do that I ask a team member to do that I've never done myself. It's still so important that this progression stage, when you have got a team around you, that you are leading by example. You're attending trainings. You're taking part. It's very much a monkey see, monkey do business. So have a reflection and look at your business right now and look at your team that are around you. Are you getting that monkey see, monkey do, or are you not? Because, you know, it's about having that balance. It's having that balance of retail and recruitment. If you're duplicating that down, you're going to get the same results. You might at this part need a bit more of support and guidance with your long-term vision. And that's something that as a coach and mentor, we can help you to do and develop. We can look beyond manager if that's what you want. We can look beyond developing your retail base. That's absolutely fine. But at this point, you might just be feeling that actually, you know, you're getting itchy feet a little bit and you're starting to progress more in your journey, that you just need that more of a sit down with a clear plan, maybe now focus and plan the next 6 to 12 months from where you are now. Now my journey at this progression stage was I was now starting to take part on Lead on the trainings, and I was absolutely pooping my pants, and I'm not going to lie to you because I was. My first ever training was a rolling snowballs training. It was one of the Mastering the Basics that we do now as part of Team Impact, and it was in front of, I'm sure there was over 200 people on this training webinar. And I had the part to do going through the first steps to manage around the case credits and the marketing plan. And it was a section that I felt really uncomfortable in, which is why Michelle asked if I wanted to take lead on it. And I'm so grateful that she did develop me as a person and pushed me out of my comfort zone, and it's definitely going into the adventure zone, because I planned and prepared for it, so I did feel well organised for it, but I was still so nervous because I was presenting an online training webinar to, you know, everybody else in different teams, not just us as a team, but Rolling Snowballs as well. I was starting to now coach my team, and through coaching my team and doing exactly what, you know, coaching what I was doing, that monkey see, monkey do, I was aiding duplication. So I was getting duplication from the first generation going right the way down. I wasn't actually just working with frontline. I was always working, I'm very, very much about working as a team. So I will take time out to make sure that I work with every single one that I can do. Duplication, working with third, fourth, fifth and so forth generations down. And we can have really, you know, group planning sessions where there's 3, 4 of us on board. That's brilliant because as a team we bounce off each other. At this part of the progression stage I was becoming a reader and very much an audio listener. For me, reading, I understand the importance of it now, and it's definitely something that's really helped me to progress in my business, but what I've found I'm more of is an audio listener. So I'm quite happy to stick on an audio, listen to it on my phone and take a lot more from that, because that's how we learn. We've all got different learning styles, but definitely become that learner, become that student, and to read absolutely everything that's recommended to you. If it's in an audio, get the audio and listen to it as well. At this point, I was attending every Success Day. The importance of Success Day. They are such a momentum builder. They're a motivator. They really put you back on track. If you're feeling a little deflated with your business or you're not where you want to be, you go to a Success Day and you just have that most, you know, wicked turnaround where you just get home and you're ready to take action again. And massive action means massive results. At this point now I was doing planning and reviewing sessions, not only for myself and my own business, but also with the team. So the team at this point now had been through planning 1 and planning 2, and I was always working with the team closely, the ones that were showing that level of commitment and making sure that we were always planning and reviewing where they were, as well as our own business. At this point I was always taking part and still do now, the slight edge. So do whatever it takes. So do a bit and do a bit more. Helping the team to be the best that they can be is the absolute, you know, importance to me, as well as my own business. It's so, so important to help everybody within the team because I just want to see them succeed too. Yes, at this time I did feel a little bit out of control because I was still working. I still got obviously the little ones to look after. You know, planning was definitely the key, and there were some nights when I would go to bed a lot later than what, you know, might travel up to bed ready for work the next day, and I'd still be up at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Because I am one of those that I need to just make sure I'm in control and I'm organised, and that I could do that stuff after I'd finished working with the team. So I'd get in from work about 6, half 6, I'd have an hour with the girls, I'd get straight onto, you know, the business at 8 o'clock, and I'd probably, in some cases, my last coaching session might be at 10. But that was how it was, because I was working, some of the team members were working, and it's just about planning your diary accordingly. And sometimes, yes, I did feel out of control because stuff was getting out of control in the house. The washing was building up, the ironing pile was building up, the house was a mess. But it's okay because it's not forever. you do get back on top of it. Sometimes feeling out of control is a good feeling. So embrace it and move with it. The next stage is the produce stage. So at this point, the final stage of a team member is where we're all at now, particularly I am still at this stage and beyond now, and it's about having that level of commitment. So I've never ever once taken a day off. I've always worked my business every single day. Don't get me wrong, I've planned effectively by making sure I have time in with family, because that's so important. Having time in with the girls every single day is so, so important. But if you plan effectively, you start to feel in control. But what I've never lost is that level of commitment. It's so important to have that commitment to your business, because if you want those results, whether it be that extra income or whether it be that phenomenal income, you've still got to have that level of commitment. The next bit is to be consistent. So at this point, you're being consistent with your business. You're touching your business every single day. There's never a day gone by where I've never not made a call, I've never had a contact with anybody, I've never not had contact with anyone in the team. That consistency is definitely the key. And through recruitment, through retailing, that is the way, and through coaching our team, that consistency is definitely the key. The next one is to have effective leadership. So to make sure that you are effectively leading your team, it's that monkey see, monkey do. So monkey see, monkey do. So to make sure that, you know, everything that you're doing, you're coaching down and supporting your team to do exactly the same. You're still at this point having that space to continue growing as well. So still, I always, you know, take time to read, I'll listen to audios, I'll listen to external training, I'll go to external training if there's any locally. It's about stepping up a bit and making sure that you're still ensuring that you're working on yourself, because it's all about being the best version of yourself. Allow to spread your wings, absolutely. So at this point, you're probably at the stage now in your business where you are a manager and you're going to beyond. You're going to work towards the incentives that we've got. It's about, you know, broadening it, spreading your wings in terms of hosting your own training event, not working so closely maybe with your coach and mentor, and taking that responsibility to be independent that little bit more. Because the moment that you spread your wings, again, you continue to grow. Become the person that they need to become. So the team member, everybody in your team is unique. Everyone has individual needs and has a different journey, the reason why they're coming to Forever. But it's about becoming the person that you need to be. And the difference between me and everybody else that's on this call this evening is you've got yourself, and I haven't got that, and neither has anyone else. So just remember, be the person that you want to be. Your goals and vision will change accordingly. As your business starts to progress, you might be ticking off by now most of the goals and dreams that you had on your dream board. So it's just about expanding that vision even more now. And continuing at this stage, you're going to evaluate and reflect on you as a person and where you're at in your journey and what you can do to better yourself and what you can do to enable your team to have that progression as well. So at this point, the final stage of a team member, our journey was always do that bit and that bit more. That slight edge continues to carry on. Never have a day, like I mentioned earlier, without touching the business. Like Jane Leach says, yes, this is an opportunity, but this isn't a job. This becomes a way of life. Forever now just fits into the way of life. It fits into everything that we do every single day, whether we be on holiday, whether we be at home, whether we be at a family party. Forever is just part of us. It is that way of life. By now we have our own team pages, so we've got a very great team page where lots and lots of interaction goes on. Everyone's really open and honest. They love to share their experiences, and it's about having that great team ethic. It's about now leading on training. So leading on training is just like this evening, taking part in the training that we do on the rolling programme on a Sunday evening. And it's about working closely with managers within your business to develop trainings and lead on trainings together as a team. Continue to plan goals. We never stop goal setting, myself and Mike. We still have goals to this day of where we want to be within the next 6 to 12 months. And we've got a clear focus on where we go, where we want to be. And it goes down to that first ever planning session. You need to have clear goals and you need to have a clear focus. I now continue to help the team succeed as well. So it's about, yeah, my business, definitely, your business, it's so, so important. But what means so much more to me is to help the team and be with them every step of the way. It's about matching that commitment. The most important thing alongside this part now is to be yourself. Absolutely be me. And you notice when you take, that approach and you be yourself, don't try to be anybody else, because that's just not you. The moment you're yourself, people recognise that. People buy into that and people enjoy seeing that because they can see that you are you. So, how to develop and support your new team members. So we've taken you through the stages, and I'm assuming that each and every one of you have kind of gone back through those stages, and you can maybe identify where you are right now. So whether it be that you're feeling a bit deflated, whether it be that you're feeling out of control, whether it be that you're feeling you're not getting the results, whether you are where you want to be now and you're excited to what's coming next, it doesn't matter wherever you are on these stages, it's worth going through every single one of them, because as a result of that, you will get that end result that you want, and then you can continue to keep planning and planning. So in terms of helping you to develop and support your new team member, we need to manage those expectations. This is about speaking to our new team members now and seeing how willing they are to work hard for what they want. To expect to come on to coaching sessions that we have planned in the diary, not to cancel last minute. To match their commitment and to see how committed they are. So it's a monkey see, monkey do. So the saying and doing really does work in hand with each other. When you're speaking to your team member and you're seeing where they're at on it at each stage, relate back to the stages and say, well, this is totally normal to feel like that. I did too. Share your experiences and share your stories. And aid that direction throughout this process. Always believe in each and every one of, everybody in your team. Believe in them, because sometimes at the very early stages we have that self-limited belief. Sometimes we don't know if we can do this. We don't know if we've got the belief to believe in ourselves. So always make sure that you show your team members that you can do this and you do believe in them. And with that support and that, that guidance throughout, they will definitely get where they are, but you can't do it for them. And that just goes back to managing those expectations. It's so important to have structure in your business. So always have time to plan. Always make time to to go to trainings or to listen into trainings online. It's about celebrating the success with every team member. Not only personally, so just speaking to them personally and basic, but also share it within a team. No matter how small or how big it is, if you want to share that, celebrate that success within your team member, get it onto your team page and share it. And we're very, very good at doing that and impact over on the whole. Just remember that you're showing your team members the way. You're not telling them. You're showing them, and then they can put it into action. Always make sure that you're matching that level of commitment. So it's a bit about you step, I step. They step down, you step down. It's no good trying to drag team members through. Come on, you can do this. I'll lead you the way. Yes, you need to lead from the front, but you can't do it for your team because you're just going to end up getting yourself down. So it's about matching their commitment every step of the way. Setting that pace, that reasonable pace. And as time goes on and you start going through all these stages and you're helping your team members to do the same, things do get easier. And in a return of going through all these stages, you're going to become a great leader, the best leader you possibly can be. So just to say that going through these stages and going through the highs and the lows, some of the bumps in the road, it's totally normal, and each and every one of us are going to go through that. Nothing ever is going to be plain sailing in forever. You're running your own business and there's no such thing. So in terms of going through all those stages, I wanted to just share with you what this has done for us as a family. Firstly, it's initiated duplication from the start, working from your team from frontline right the way down to generations. For us, it's created one manager that's frontline. We've got 2 managers that are second generation, 2 assistant managers that are third generation. So that just shows that yes, this is a manager developing business, but what we're getting is that duplication. Now, sometimes you might come to a halt in your business, and that also is okay. It's about speaking with your upline, your coach, just make sure you talk to people if you're ever feeling that you're hitting a hurdle. But just remember that, the level of commitment always can sometimes waver. So you have to see where everyone is at in your team and work with those that are committed. For example, if I had someone that was in second, third generation that wasn't very committed, but the sixth generation down was, I will go round with them and I'll work with the sixth generation because they're worth my time. They're showing that willingness to work hard. So always make sure you set those expectations and you set them from the start. But as a result of that, that's the duplication that you can get coming through. Definitely, I know I've spoke a lot about working with the key people in your team. Don't forget your retailers though. There will be some people in the team that just want to come in and retail. That's absolutely fine. Retailers still earn your time to go through, make sure they're okay, make sure they've sat and gone through the relevant training that they need to, and just have that catch up with them at the beginning of the month so they've got a clear plan of what they're doing with their retail. Always plan with the first stage team members, absolutely, and guide them. And then you're going to plan with second team members, third team members. You're going to work together and do group planning sessions. Everyone's journey is different in Forever and you have to respect that. There's no race. Like we say in Forever, this is a marathon. So, you're putting in that training, that commitment, and you're working closely with your upline. And in return to that, you're going to get to where you want to be. But it doesn't matter when you get there, but what will happen is you will. It's about working as a team. We've got such a positive team ethic. Everybody within the team are amazing. And each and every one of you are very confident in sharing your views, your opinions, your ideas, your expertise. And that's what it's about. It's about developing that team ethic. And I generally care for each and every one of you all. It's so, so important. And I'll always give you my time. So it's about generally caring for each and every one, getting that duplication. You'll have a fantastic team around you. I just want to end you with a couple of quotes. So one is that the stages in this business that we've just taken you through can be like a roller coaster ride. But if you face the challenges and you keep moving forward with your opportunity, you can completely transform your life. And that's what it's about. Now just remember that this is network marketing. And yes, I am forever grateful. And it is a beautiful industry. But it will completely change your life if you give it that 3 to 4 years. You definitely need to understand the business and learn how it works. And you need to find like-minded people, teach them the business, then support them and work with them. Once you have people on your team who are hungry for success and have learned the business, you will be financially free as a person. So it's so, so important and so important to take people through those stages and just tell them that it's okay. So that is it, everybody, for this evening. I hope that you've taken something from what we've obviously spoken about. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen as well. And I look forward to catching up with you all very, very soon. Chris Travis. Thank you, everyone. Bye.